Today's Warzone video, we're going over one of my last top 5 loadouts you guys should be using here before Modern Warfare 3 drops. If you guys enjoy, be sure to give it a like for the algorithm, subscribe with notifications turned on, and let's hop into this. First gun we're taking a look at here today is going to be the Tempest Razorback. This is the top tier meta AR. Got a pretty cool camo combination going with the Ghoulie camo, one of the variants, but first attachment is the X10 ported to 90 for that vertical recoil control. The tuning on that is going to be a plus 0.80 and a plus 0.35. Now we're going to go up in here. What we're going to do is we're going to run the 18 TAC-2L barrel for that increase in damage range, hipfire accuracy, bullet velocity, and of course movement speed. Movement speed is kind of one of those things we don't really care as much about, but it's definitely really good. It makes this gun effective at longerish ranges. We used to run the 16 tanker barrel, but now we're definitely just sticking with the 18. The tuning on that is going to be a plus 0.15 and a minus 0.13. Now we're going to go down here around the DM Proto grip. This is a grip that is specific to the Tempest Razorback, so definitely recommend for you guys to run this one exclusively on this gun. There's no reason to run a different one because all the rest of them are just genuinely inferior to this. The tuning is going to be a plus 0.34 and a plus 0.40, aka max out there on the bottom. Now we're going to go down, of course, we're on that 60 round mag. We have the option for the 45 round mag, but the 60 is definitely the way to go. All of your assault rifles should have pretty much like a 60 round mag or a 50. The only exceptions obviously would be like the Kastov 7.62, which only has a maximum of a 40. So otherwise, you definitely should be running a 60. Lastly, we're going to go up and run the SC Recharge, which is going to be my optic of preference and of choice. You guys could probably switch this out for something like the MW2 if you really want to, or if you really want to go down that route of running a straight red dot sight, you can run the Cronin Mini Pro. So that is totally up to you guys on what you want to run here, whether it be the SC Recharge, AIM-OP, or a red dot sight of some sort. But your tuning is going to kind of go here as follows with a minus 1.94 on this and max out on the bottom for that far distance. No matter what optic you choose, you should always tune it for more aim down sight speed, and close or far does not matter. That is a total personal preference thing. It's not going to affect the build of the gun pretty much in any capacity. So that is going to be my full build there for the Tempest Razorback. Next up, I'm going to give you guys my updated Bass P loadout. This thing is incredibly fun. It's got a tad bit more recoil, but you got a ton of mobility with it. So I've been really liking it here recently. So first thing's that Spiral V3.5 flash hider. This can help us out with that recoil steadiness, and of course muzzle flash concealment. Definitely need that here specifically with this build. The tuning is going to be minus 0.45 and a plus 0.40. Now we're going to go up in here. We're going to run the VLK Laser 7MW while making us faster with that increase in ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. It does stabilize us out for that increase in aiming stability, which is something we really want. The tuning on that is going to be minus 0.42 and a minus 14.81. We're going to go down and run the 9mm hollow point rounds just to be able to disable people sprinting so they cannot possibly get away from us. That is something that is super huge here in Warzone right now. Definitely recommend for as long as you guys are going to be playing Warzone, even if it's only up until Modern Warfare 3, that you guys should definitely be playing with the 9mm hollow point rounds on your SMGs, generally speaking, because it really helps keep people from getting away from you. The tuning is to be a plus 0.70 and a plus 4.06. Gonna go throw on that 50 round drum here. So we pretty much only have the option of the 20 round. Otherwise, it's the 30 round stock, and either or of those is not going to be sufficient. It's just not going to be good in any capacity. So we just got to go for that 50. And last but definitely not least, I'm going to run the BR stockless mod. I actually switched over from running the Bruin Flash V4 stock over to this just because I wanted a little bit more movement capabilities. Though I will say that if you guys want to revert back to one of my previous builds and run the Flash V4 stock, you are totally good. And now it's pretty much going to be like the more meta thing to do. But I am going to be running this here just because I want more mobility out of it, and it's not going to, decrease my overall, damage output of the gun. I just want a little bit more, and I can control that. So it's up to you guys whether it be the Flash 4 or the stockless mod. Totally up to you, but that's my full build there for the Bass P. Next, we're going to take a look here at the M13B, an absolute laser beam of an assault rifle here within this season. First attachment is going to be the Komodo Heavy for the horizontal recoil control. Definitely want to be able to control the horizontal because that's basically your side to side where the gun bounces around. It's not really as controllable. It's very easy to be able to pull down on your stick and just kind of deal with some vertical recoil. And also when you factor in aim assist, it's a lot easier to be able to control vertical, but side to side is something that is very difficult. So we definitely want to mitigate that as much as possible. And that's what this does for us. The tuning on that is going to be plus 0.44 and a plus 0.15. Now we're going to go up in here, run the 14 Bruin Echelon barrel for increase in damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control, and hipfire accuracy. All really great things here to be able to have on this gun, making it more effective at longer distances. The tuning is going to be a plus 0.40 and a plus 0.34. Now we're going to go throw on the 5.56 high velocity rounds, giving us that increase in bullet velocity. I really enjoy running just these. I mean, for whatever reason, they kind of tend to make it so that your recoil is even better than running something like, an underbarrel like an FTAC Ripper 56. That'd be kind of like your other thing you can swap this out for. But the tuning is going to be a minus 0.45 and a minus 3.48. Now we're going to go throw on the 60 round mag here. So much like any of the other assault rifles, we have the option for a 60 or a 45, or even just the basic round and magazine. Not really any upgrade at all, but you guys should always go for that 60. It is definitely very, very beneficial. And then we're going to lastly go for the SC recharge /DX or -DX. And that's going to be, like I said, my sight of choice. You could go for the aim op or a red dot sight, but that is totally up to you. The tuning needs to be -2.23 and all the way for that close on here on the bottom. I just wanted to be able to kind of do that personally. I like pulling the sight a little bit closer on the M13. Feels really good, and this gun also has very little visual recoil. Sometimes on more visual recoil based guns, I pushed out farther to kind of give me less visual recoil, but I can pull it closer here for some of the guns that have virtually none as is, and this is one of those guns. So that's my full build there for the M13B. All right, now let's step up in here and give you guys a build here for the Lockman sub. I know a lot of people still really enjoy using this, maybe even over the BAS-P or the ISO 45 or ISO 9mm, but here's my go-to barrel for it. So the L38 Falcon 226mm barrel, giving us the increase in movement speed and aim down sight speed. A fantastic attachment to be able to run on this gun. The tuning is giving me -0.19 and a +0.21. Now we're gonna go throw on the VLK Laser 7 MW, just helping us out with that mobility and stabilizing the gun out, so you really can't complain about that in any capacity. The tuning is giving me -0.16 and a -23.03. And we're gonna go down here, run once again those 9mm hollow point rounds, keeping people, you know, giving them that inability to sprint from us. I really enjoy that. I don't like having to chase people down, and this eliminates a lot of me having to chase people down, makes them so they don't run away from me. I like that a lot. The tuning is gonna be +0.50 and a -5.52. We're gonna go throw on that 40 round mag. I know a lot of people kind of tend to go for that 50 or the 40. They kind of go back and forth between the two. While you realistically you are going to be slower with that 50 round drum as opposed to the 40 round mag. So definitely would recommend for you guys to go for the 40 round mag here if you're kind of concerned with mobility, as opposed to having an extra 10 rounds in the magazine, which is kind of what I'm concerned with. So I always go for that 40 when I do happen to run the Lockman sub. Now we're gonna go back here for our final attachment, which is one of my favorites, the FT Mobile stock. Incredibly bolstering our mobility here without screwing up, you know, our aim down sight speed or just, you know, our aiming stability. My bad. I mean, it's not really gonna mess it up. It says aiming stability on the cons, but I mean, this gun is super unbelievably easy to be able to control. I mean, a lot of these guns here, when you build them the right way, they're not gonna have hardly any recoil, and this is one of those guns that you get great mobility without having a lot of recoil, and I like that a lot. The tuning needs to be -0.40, pretty much maxed out there on the left and bottom. So definitely go for both of those tunes, and that's my full build there for the MP5. Last but definitely not least, we're going to be running the M4. This is one of my personal favorite assault rifles here because I don't have to run an optic on it. I can kind of use that attachment for something else. I really enjoy running an iron sight, you know, assault rifle every now and again. So the Komodo Heavy, like I said, we're going to control that horizontal recoil, and if you ever use the M4, those iron sights, you'll know that there's a little bit of that back and forth motion there, so we got to be able to control that. The tuning is to be a +0.62 and a +0.18. We're going to go up in here, throw on the Tried and True High Tower 20 barrel. This is just the best barrel in here by far. Definitely want to extend out our range as much as humanly possible and make this thing more controllable, so that's what we're really concerned with. The tuning is going to be a +0.16, a -0.25. Go throw on the FTAC gripper 56 here. On underbarrel, we don't really use too much here nowadays, I feel, just because we have so many different other options, and we're using it here for this one, though, because it works out really well for stabilizing the gun. The tuning is to be a +0.34 and also a +0.34. Gonna go down, run that 60 round mag. If you guys are concerned with mobility on this gun, I have ran it with a 45 round mag, though I do feel like I kind of almost am hindered by having 45 instead of 60. I feel like I need some of those times, those extra bullets in the magazine, especially because I'm playing trios and quads. I really need those extra rounds, so 60 is pretty much my go-to right now. I don't even bother to try that 45 anymore. And lastly, we're gonna go for the Socken ZX grip to help us out with that recoil control. We don't have to run an optic on this, so you guys definitely can. Maybe take this off, throw on the SC recharge, and aim up. A red dot sight, that would be totally up to you guys, but this would be the attachment to swap out if you're gonna go for an optic of some sort. So Socken ZX grip just works out great. The tuning needs to be a +0.55 and a +0.20, and that is my full build there for the M4. That's my top 5. You guys enjoyed? Give it a like, subscribe, notifications turned on. Check out this other video on screen. I'll see you guys all next time.